This video contains content that may not be suitable for all viewers. Viewers' discretion is advised.
Where's your white hood? Where's your white hood? Gracious! I'm telling you! White power! Yes, there you go, white power! You hear that?
The world has a problem, and it seems like will not convict white racists and the people that work for them. If the world and America, because this is where I stay, was committed to weeding out the bad apples, as they say, and were committed to convicting these cops that would use their badge as a way to murder, maim, and kill, a lot of this stuff would not happen. But since America and the world is not committed to convicting racist, bad cops, this stuff will just not end. And I, as a person that's been around a little while, I know that this is just going to stop for a little while. It's going to die down for a little while. But eventually, some racist is going to think he has an opportunity to use the law as a way to kill. Especially with this, I'm in fear of my life. I am really so tired of that. I just don't hear a lot of black officers using that phrase. There's always these white and other officers that always holler about they are in fear of their life. When I look at them, I can see that because a lot of them are 4'2" and have no business being a street cop. But that's a whole nother story. We have at least 3 or 4 cases that I know of concerning cops, and the world is kind of watching, and the ruling on these cases will kind of give an indication on what's to come. Now, when it came to that case with Amber Geiger, that was just a poor ruling on that case, and I'm just hoping that these other cases don't turn out like that. If they do, it should be another protest, because that is just a slap on the wrist what these cops are getting for taking someone's lives. And then you have these people talking about trying to getting money to the victims' families. Hey man, there is no price that you can pay for a person's life. They're just like saying, hey, I'm going to kill your wife or grandmother or mother, and I'm going to give you $20,000. That don't even sound right, but that's what you're saying. And when it comes to that case with the botched raid in Houston, that Harding Street raid, you have a cop that lied to get the warrant. Said there was drugs in the house. In actuality, there was no drugs in the house. The people were not heroin dealers as they said. But I was never a fan of those no-knock raids. Because a lot of people have been killed on faulty information, and nothing happens to these cops. And that rule should be changed, and we're looking at that particular case. And I don't know if the same thing happened with the Breonna Taylor, because when a lot of these killings happen with black people, I'm just tired of hearing it, man. I hear about it, and I really don't want to read about it because it's too damn depressing. Why I want to hear about all that? All I know is it shouldn't happen. That's what I know. And the same thing with the Archon Jefferson. What are going to happen to these cops with these cases? Because in Houston, they kind of quiet with this case with the Harding Street, because they came out defaming the character of the victims. later to find out that it was the cops that was lying. And I've just never really heard them came out with an apology to the family yet. And with this Archon Jefferson deal, they're being quiet with that one as well. I don't hear them talking about it, especially since the mother and the father has passed. That's just a tragedy, that deal. And then with the Breonna Taylor, you shoot up this woman's house, her boyfriend. I could just imagine now. I'm sitting in the house with my lady friend, and somebody started shooting. What am I supposed to do? Not shoot? Of course I'm going to shoot back. And hey, man, these cops just get so much faulty information. But whose fault is that? I mean, if I do something, and because of faulty information, I go shoot and kill somebody, I'm going to jail. I'm going to do some serious time. But these cops, a couple of years, 6 months, back on the streets, that is wrong. And the world and America needs to be committed to convicting racist cops that are on the force. You need to find out who they are. That's the problem. You don't want to find out who they are because there's a long line of racist cops on the force. And where will it end? It's just not with the street cops. What about with the sergeants, captains? Hey, lieutenants. It goes on and on. What about the retired officers? See, this is a whole system of racism and white supremacy. That is the reason why they are not committed to convicting these cops. And although cops in Houston, black, Hispanic, I don't know what this other guy is, but I know Batman's black. But guess what? He worked for a system that allowed him to shoot and kill people and get away with it. So he just as worse as a Klansman. And as long as they are hesitant and won't convict cops of these crimes, we are waiting for another George Floyd or Joe Campos Torres or Sandra Bland. We are waiting for something like this to happen, when it all can be stopped very simply by convicting these cops and finding out who they are on the force. And I don't understand why cops are upset because they call themselves good cops. They should be happy that these bad cops are, being weeded out and are being put off the force. Don't you want good cops on the force, or you want some bad cops? Because on the inside, there's a bad cop in every cop. I was thinking about this protest and how it just may die down and things may go back to the norm, so far as with the killing and the abuse of black people. I have been noticing that each time it gets a little hotter and hotter, just like water when it's boiling. It's getting closer and closer to the top, closer and closer to the top. To one of these times, one of these killings, you're going to kill the person that is going to make the water just spill over. And there's going to be catastrophe in America. And I noticed this one other thing, is that people around the world are watching black Americans and are trying to see what are they going to do about their problems here in America. And I noticed that when black people get to that boiling point, the rest of the world follows. So hey man, I feel as if that it's time for black people just to say, hey, no more of this mess. You're trying to make it as if we're trying to say no police. We're saying we're tired of racist cops. See, you're trying to play this word manipulation games to keep this racism going on, to keep the 2% the 2%. And if you kill everybody, who's gonna do the work? So that's why you people are thinking about what you're doing, because I just really feel as if there was no turning back. That America has seen its better days, and because of they want to be stiff-necked and don't want to do the right thing, destruction is in order. And the people of this country have themselves to blame. Like that guy riding around that little golf cart hollering about white power. Those are the people that are going to cause their little playground to be torn down. Although I know you will not do it. If you really want to save this country, convict these racists. Make the Constitution mean exactly what it says. If there's supposed to be freedom, liberty, and justice in this country for all, we'll make it for all. If not, America the Great, I must say, will fall.